Okay, folks, we're getting ready for the first Sports Guy show. I imagine things are going to be crazy to try to get it happening just right. Let's see here. There we go. I think we're going around there. See what's happening. Maybe one come on.
The opinions expressed during the
one more fighting for the environment, then we'll get started. Hey, what's up, Eric? Good to see you guys. Troy, pleasure, man.
I remember the moment.
I'll never forget that moment.
As long as I live.
As long as I live.
A storage tank ruptured, and for miles, chemicals were pushing up against the riverbanks.
This was a big, big deal, and it was going to have a serious impact on communities up and down the river.
I remember the moment this local guy came up to me and said, "They call the guard out for this stuff?"
You probably thought we were all about hurricanes, tornadoes, fighting Mother Nature.
Hey, it's a chemical spill. It's a disaster.
It affects the water supply, threatens wildlife.
We're talking about the health of entire communities and people's livelihoods.
You bet we're ready for these kinds of things.
We were out there with booms to prevent the spill from expanding.
We're responsible for protecting and monitoring the sensitive wetlands.
I also remember the moment that same guy came up to me and said, "I don't know what we would have done if they hadn't called the guard up."
Learn more about how you can protect your friends, families, neighbors, and the environment. Everything that makes up your community. Go to NationalGuard.com.
Sponsored by the Georgia National Guard. Aired by the Georgia Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Whoop up, O'Barrett!
Whoop up!
Again for the Sports Guy and so much more show. Right here on AM 1100. The show that covers the field of sports and local music as well. Going through hell. Stop your cake for God.
Which goes without saying.
You never get married and never date a woman named Amy again. Bam! Here I am married to a woman named Amy.
Good grief. Playoffs? Let's talk about it. Playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game.
That's horrible and awful mixed together. Horror, awful.
Not a game. Not a game. Not a game.
We're talking about
Practice.
Tune in every Thursday night from 7 to 8 p.m. on WWE Atlanta Sports, Entertainment, and Intellectual Station. Now, on to the show.
Alright. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, it's Sky. And we're talking sports, we're talking entertainment, we're doing anything we can to keep you entertained and do it in a professional manner. I tell you what, I am so excited, I'm beside myself, the fact that I get to be here and talk to you guys about sports, entertainment. We're going to have musicians on, local musicians here in this hour. What we'll do the first half hour is going to be talking about sports. Second half hour we'll be talking about sports, entertainment, music, anything that's happening around the ATL, and want to get as many unsigned artists on as we possibly can. Now on the show, anything that you hear is going to be either something that I have written, some friends of mine, something that the guest has been. We're going to make sure that we get these people out there. There's so many people in Atlanta that are just tremendous musicians and talented people, like Jack, who just tuned in. Thank you, Jack, for tuning in. He's my guitarist in the band. And I tell you what, man, there is some very talented people in Atlanta, and all they need is a way to get that music out there. So that's what I want this show to be about. First half, like I said, we're going to have fun. We're going to talk about all kinds of sports things. We're going to have all kinds of guests that come in. They may be just me, as I say, because I want to use my voice and do some things differently than what I've done in the past, because voice characters are always fun, and I loved Robin Williams and seeing all the crazy things he did and how much joy he brought people, because I wanted it to be fun. Life's supposed to be fun, folks. I know some people probably told you on the other things, got to work hard and all that kind of stuff. It's fine to work hard, but you know what? You should play hard too, because life's too short and you're a long time dead. So that's what, every time this show starts, we're going to start out with a song. This here was a song that I started on the song in Panama City, Florida, came to Atlanta to record it, had some elders at the powwows and stuff telling me this was an incredible song. I hope you guys like it. It's called The Dawning, and this is the dawning of the Sports Guy and so much more show, so I hope you guys enjoy it. We'll be right back. What's up, Amy? Tony, how are you? Eric, what's up, Eric? Dennis, what's up, Dennis? What's up, Becky? How are you, Becky? Phoenix is risen, and the dark one fears revenge for injustice and for the trail of tears. Trailway and pride, where 4,000 died. Now love and new hope will heal the pain of the years. Oh, Patricia! What's up, Patricia? In the morning light, the whole day is dawning, and my time has come. Miss you too. I found you. I found my way home. And in the morning light, I can see your eyes. I can see your eyes. See the end of time. Till the end of time, so I can see your. to the Sports Sky and so much more show. Hey, that song was called The Dawning. I was fortunate enough to write that right here in Atlanta. I had Doc Crawford, keyboard player, playing on that. The guitarist from Tantrum, Joe Obregon, he ended up playing guitar for it, and also had the bass player from Sidewinder's drummer. So that was pieced together with quite a few great musicians right here in Atlanta. So hope everybody enjoyed it. We are going to talk about sports now, and I have a guest coming in. It's Yosemite Sky. Great horny toads, let's talk about some football. Yes, we are going to talk about some football here in just a second, Yosemite, but I have a little section I do every start of the show. It's called What's Up With That, so we're going to do that first, okay? Okay.
I just gotta know, what's up with that? 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 Great horny toad, what's up with that? What's up with that? Yeah, what's up with that? What's up with that? Hey, dude, what's up with that?
What is up with that? I tell you what, I am so blessed to have this show. That's what's up with that, number one. But we got to talk about some crazy stuff that's going on out there. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, UCLA great. He was known Lou Alcindor at that time. Lou Alcindor, you call him Lou. Mama go call him Lou. I'm going to call him Lou. But I tell you what, he's out there and he's making a stink because he's not very happy about LiAngelo Ball, the UCLA player, along with two other players, that got caught stealing on a trip to China. And they were in jail. They were incarcerated and could have spent some time, up to 10 years in prison over there. And you'd think that's what he was upset about. But you know what? That's not what he's upset about. He's upset because LiAngelo was driving around the UCLA campus in a Ferrari. Now, he says, that's disgusting. I don't like it. It sets a bad precedent for what the school is supposed to be about and what our basketball program is supposed to be about. So that's what Kareem is upset about. And me, I'm upset because when I was going to college, I drove a Mustang 2 hatchback made out of fiberglass and an engine, and that's about all there was to it. And on April 21st, 1986, I was a player for the University of South Alabama baseball team, which was my dream to play Division I baseball. And I was fortunate enough that God blessed me enough to make that team. And on the way home from Stanky Field at South Alabama, after beating UAB in baseball, a drunk driver hit me head on, broke my neck in multiple places. I was paralyzed from the waist down, spent 3.5 months in a hospital, flat on my back. And here by the grace of God and by strong will, I was able to walk out of that hospital. After they told me, they said, Mr. Walker, you have to be realistic. You may never walk again. I said, I will walk out of this hospital and I will play baseball again. And they said, Mr. Walker, you need to be realistic. And I said, you have to kiss my ass. That's exactly what I said. I will walk out of this hospital and I will play baseball again. And by the grace of God, once again, I was able to walk out of that hospital and 2 years later play baseball again. And I'm 54 years old. I'm still playing baseball. I want to say hey to the Warriors and all you players out there here in Atlanta Men's Baseball League. That's my team. And we're still doing it, so I'm very proud of that. And so that's my What's Up With That for today. Just wanted to say thank you so much for that opportunity to do that.
Great horny toads, are you done flapping your pie hole? We got something important to talk about. The Big 12 championship between the great Texas Christian Horned Frogs and the lowly Oklahoma Sooners. I know you're going to say the Sooners beat the Frogs 38-20 November 11th in Norman, but I'm pretty sure I saw some okay underwear on those refs. My what's up with that is, quarterback Baker Mayfield grabbed his private parts towards the Kansas bench and fans in an obscene gesture, and that doggone galoot for them going to be holding them for a different reason this weekend. The Horned Frogs are going to make him blow snot bubbles. Some say he's the Heisman Trophy winner. If he wins, they'll have to change the trophy to one holding his crotch and call it the Mayfield Trophy. TCU quarterback Kenny Hill's gonna run circling around them Sooners. I hate Sooners. So tune in to root for the Horned Frogs in the Big 12 Championship to blow the Sooners to smithereens. This is Yosemite Sky, the rootin' tootin' cowboy this side of the Pecos, Sayonara. Drop the microphone.
Thank you so much, Yosemite, for coming in and letting us know about the Horny Toads being in that playoff game. They've got another one here in town. It's a pretty good one as well. The SEC championship game right here, Georgia and Auburn, a rematch of that game. Now, Auburn has not played so well on the road. Their losses coming at Clemson and LSU. This here is a neutral site, and Auburn does struggle on the road. So Georgia fans, I'm sure, will be packing the Mercedes-Benz Dome this weekend. And Georgia looking for the first SEC championship in quite a while. It was 2012 was the last time they were back to the SEC championship game. That was when Aaron Murray was quarterbacking. So it's been a while, but Kirby Smart has done an outstanding job in the few years that he's been there. He's put this team on a path. It's amazing because so many teams are out there looking for quarterbacks, and this guy has two of them, and the better one may not be starting the game. He has a better record. I'm not saying anything about Fromm, but to me, especially for a coach that said you can't lose your position by being injured, and Eason was the number one quarterback going into the beginning of the season. So to me, if he has struggles, which I would have done in Auburn at halftime, I would have put in Eason at halftime. But if he struggles in the first half of this game, I think Kirby's going to have to put Eason in. Now, I hope it doesn't come to that. I hope Fromm has a wonderful game and Georgia's able to do what they had done all year, except for the game against Auburn. They're not going to be able to run the ball, though. I tell you what, they're going to fill that box, and these guys in Auburn are huge up front. They've got a big front four. The linebackers are strong. They're going to throw the strong safety in there as well. So you're not going to be able to run it with as great a running backs as you've got at Georgia. The way they're going to be able to run this ball is they're going to have to throw it outside to the receivers, get the tight end involved. Fromm is going to have to step up and play his best game of the year if Georgia is going to take down Auburn in the SEC championship game. Now, I know everybody here, especially probably within the sound of my voice here in the state of Georgia, will be rooting for the Bulldogs here, and it's going to be a big sea of red in the Mercedes-Benz Dome this weekend. The partying will continue, probably starting right after the show. People will be out there already throwing down and partying for the weekend and getting ready for this big showdown. The team wins. If Georgia wins, automatic, they're going to be in the playoff hunt for the national championships. That's up to them. They have to do it. Auburn may need a little help to get in there with 2 losses, but they are playing some outstanding ball. So if you get a chance to go down to the Dome this weekend, man, you're going to see some good football. Hope you get a chance to get out there. Kirby Smart had some comments that I just put down a couple of his comments that he talked about the team, he talked about the preparation for the game, he talked about the venue, and he talked about recruiting. So I just want to say a little bit from Kirby. What you got to say, Kirby?
Guys seem really excited and energetic about the opportunity to play in this game.
Excited.
It's a great venue.
What's up, Mike? How you doing?
It's a special game. So they're fired up, ready to go. Having a plan and executing the plan, being consistent in your approach, week in, week out, regardless of who the opponent is. Trying to convince the team that playing to a standard is the way to go and practicing to a standard is the way to go. And when they buy into that and realize it, I think they can have success. We haven't always bought into that. We struggled with it some last year. There's been moments this year, but for the most part, they've understood that how they practice and how they improve gives them an opportunity in every game. They've been Cleveland and Solomon and Kendall Baker. They've got some challenges too because those inside guys are really good. They've got physical guys up front. They got good players. And when you've got good pass rushers that stop the run, it's always a challenge. You got to know where your help is. You got to make sure we help them out and don't put them on an island all the time. And to be honest with you, you just got to compete and fight because they're good players and they know they're going to be in one-on-one situations. You can't help them every down. So I think the last situation that Andrew was in, it will help him in this one because he had to fight his way through it and play his way through it. It's a great opportunity to go out to a really good football team. We've got an opportunity to prove that we've got a good football team. It's Stove. They've got other backs. They've got another quarterback that can run. Malik Wilson's a great athlete. So they have other ways to share the carries if the bird's not on carry on. To set the edge better. I mean, there's a lot of runs that bounced out. He's a really good bounce-out runner. They've got a lot of guys that can bounce out. When you talk about the edge, you're talking about reverses. You're talking about perimeter run game. They do a tremendous job stretching the field, but they also have the power run game.
I've got some guests that are coming in there.
That's the lethal combination, thrown in with some really fast wideouts and a quarterback that can throw it vertically. So it's a really good combination of things, which is why they've had success against some pretty good defenses. I'm worried about Auburn. That's my focus. I mean, that's our concentration. We've got an opportunity to play in a big game, and that's really all I can think about right now. We're still focused on recruiting, and that'll continue after the game and really become the focus point. Up until then, it's really about
I'm looking forward to making it happen, brother. Thank you, man. All right, that is the one and only Kirby Smart saying what's going to happen this weekend. I hope he's got his team. You know he's got his team ready to play. No doubt about that. Auburn is there because they took care of Alabama last week in the Iron Bowl. Worst Saban coach team game I have ever seen. Penalties, bad passes, turnovers, drops. They were bad everywhere last week, and Auburn took them to the shed and are here in the SEC championship game. Alabama may be standing outside watching everybody else play for the national championship with only one loss this year. Other games going on around there, of course, we have Clemson against Miami in the ACC championship game, another game that has national implications. Wisconsin, undefeated Wisconsin, is probably going to be an underdog against Ohio State in that championship game. TCU, you've heard Yosemite talk about that, and Oklahoma, they're playing in the Big 12 championship. And out on the West Coast, USC and Stanford. So some great games this weekend. Make sure you get a chance to check out something. One other thing in the college news, I didn't know if anybody heard about this, but Herm Edwards back in the coaching scheme. He is now the head coach at Arizona State. A.D. Ray Anderson hired him. They've had a connection. They've known each other for quite a while. Herm says it's the right fit for him to be back into coaching now. He used to coach the Jets and the Chiefs and they made the playoffs 4 out of his 8 seasons coaching in the NFL. Well, we're going to take a short pause for the cause, and we're going to come back and talk about them Falcons and the NFL and what's happening. We got some guests coming in a little bit later on the show, special guests for the second half, talking about music and entertainment in Atlanta. But for right now, if you have a dream and you want something to happen, my recommendation to you is this. Get up your ass, so life will pass you by. Yes, it will.
Man, you come that day-to-day grind. Seems like life is leaving you behind. But I found a way to get out of it. Someone's got to tell you about it.
Might as well be me.
So here goes. Listen up, children, got a story to tell. Life can be heaven or it can be hell, so try. You gotta try. Get up your ass or life will pass you by. I ain't lying.
I'll be right back.
So life will pass you by. Here's the story of the sky. Tender Florida, creator breathe. Johnny Rooney gave birth to me and I tried. Yes, I tried. Well, I got a mind so life wouldn't pass me by. Let's take a little break, boys. Here's a story of one tribe, Atlanta, Georgia, Georgia Beach. Brought together you and me, we try. Yes, we try. We're gonna keep on trying. Well, we got up our ass so love wouldn't pass us by. Tied up Michael Wayne.
How you doing, man? Suzanne, thank you for tuning in.
Now we're talking to you. Now we're showing you what you must do. One tribe will keep rocking you, so try. You gotta try. Get up your ass so life will pass you by. One more time. Get up your ass so life will pass you by.
I ain't lying.
Big. Get off your ass
Welcome back once again to Sports Sky and so much more show. The number here, 404-603-8770. If you'd like to talk about any of these college games or the pros, or even want to talk about music and what's happened in the ATL as far as entertainment goes. Well, Falcons, man, big, huge win this past week against the Bucs. They are now 7-4, but this weekend will be a big test coming in. The Vikings 9-2, and Mr. Case Keenum he's elevated his game, man. I didn't think he was really this good of a pro quarterback. He is doing outstanding, and you got Teddy Bridgewater, which is a great story. Just the fact that he's back in uniform and out on the field. Many people didn't think he was even going to have another down in the NFL, and the Vikings even tendered him at one point. At the end of the season, he will be a free agent, so if somebody else wants to take a chance on him, I'd like to see him sit there. I personally think Case Keenum has been playing above his his pay grade for sure, but definitely above what I thought he was capable of doing. And Teddy Bridgewater, to me, is still going to be an outstanding quarterback if he is just able to stay healthy. And that's a tough thing to do in this NFL, I'll tell you that. But the number 2 seed is open for the Falcons. The Phillies, of course, the Philadelphia Eagles, they're playing lights out with only one loss this year. They're the number 1 ranked team at this time. They're seeded number 1. But behind them, the Falcons have a chance. They've got to move up. They've got to keep doing what they're doing. The offense seems to be clicking right now. Great game by Julio Jones, which we all know is one of the best, if not the best receiver in the NFL. But he only had 1 touchdown coming into this weekend. And this weekend he was able to put 2 on the board. One was a pass from a fellow receiver, Sanu, who threw a bomb, just aired it out, threw him a bomb, and that's 1 touchdown. And he caught another one from Matty Ice and had 253 yards receiving in this game. So Julio stepping up. If you have him in your fantasy league this week, you're a very happy person. Matt Ryan threw for he threw 317 yards and a touchdown himself. Even Coleman had 97 yards rushing with 2 touchdowns. So the offense seemed to be clicking. The defense definitely stepping up and doing what they need to do to get them to the next level. So hopefully this weekend they'll take care of a Vikings team that, like I said, they are the surprise team to me for the season. Who'd have thought that they would be leading their division with only 2 losses so far? So this weekend, the good part about it is Devontae Freeman. He's coming back. He's off the concussion protocol. Unfortunately, some bad news is Trufant, our number 1 cornerback, he is on the concussion protocol after being hit by his own player, Neil, last week. Keanu, please just remember what jerseys you're wearing. Make sure you're aiming at the right guys. Love how you hit, but we don't have good enough cornerbacks that you can take our number 1 guy out and still be good. So please watch who you're hitting, Mr. Neal, this weekend. They'll be purple, be real easy to spot. Another guy limited for this week is Poole. He's our 5th man basically in the defensive backfield. He's also a good player out of Florida. Got 2 Florida players in the defensive backfield. They are known for defensive backs down there in Gatorland. This is going to be, to me, the best test of the Falcons so far this year. Because this team, like I said, you don't win 9 games out of 11 without having your stuff together and being a well-coached team. The Vikings will be coming in here not looking to just go out of town. They're looking to come down here and show everybody that they are the team that's going to be moving into the playoffs and different from what we've seen from Vikings of the past. Now, of course, Aaron Rodgers up there not playing for Green Bay is a big reason why Green Bay is not the team everybody thought they were going to be this year. Henley's definitely not going to be him anytime soon. Another thing this is something I want to say. I am really excited about all the celebrations this year. I didn't think I would be. But I guess when it got taken away, when you realize that these kids they're kids, 20-something years old. They're millionaires, don't get me wrong. They're rich guys. But they're still kids at heart, and they're having fun with the celebration. They did a duck, duck, goose earlier in the season. They did a red light, a relay, and then, of course, this weekend, the red light, green light with Julio. So the celebrations have brought some fun back to the NFL, which had been the no-fun league for so long under Goodell. But now this celebrations is kind of interesting. Even players, even people who don't normally watch football are turning in and watching to find out what's going to happen. What are they going to do when they do these celebrations? So if you get a chance this weekend, once again, Saturday night is going to be Georgia and Auburn in the Dome, and then the very next day, 1 o'clock, they'll be turning it right around, turning it in the NFL field as the Falcons host the Vikings, hoping to move up to get that number 2 seed. They still got a chance, once again, like I said. All they got to do is take care of business. It's nice to hear Dan Quinn. He just says it's just take care of business. Win the day, go out and do your job. And this is a brotherhood thing, so hopefully, once again, the Falcons will be victorious this weekend. So big news in the NFL also. Up in New York, Eli Manning has been benched for Geno Smith. You did not hear that wrong. Geno Smith for 2-time Super Bowl champion Eli Manning. Now, to me, this just reeks of a high draft choice. You're afraid if Eli's in there, you have a chance of winning the game. So what's the best thing to do? Put Geno Smith in there. You have no shot of winning whatsoever. So that's happening up in New York this weekend. Eli Manning will not be taking the field for the first time. I can't even remember the last time he wasn't the quarterback behind center for the Giants. It's been so long. So many consecutive games. I think it's over 200, like 213. I don't even know. It's just I know it's been a long, long time since Eli has not been the quarterback. They're having their troubles this year. The coach may not make it till the end of this season, but that's the way things are. And I think Geno Smith gives them the best chance to get a high draft choice. So that's what's going on in New York. Get out and support your team this weekend, no matter if it's if you're a big college person, a big pro fan, it does not matter what you are. Get out and support your team this weekend. Make it a great weekend. We're going to be taking a short pause, and once we come back, we'll be talking music and entertainment and what's going on. And I may throw some more sports in there, because there's still so many things going on in the world of sports that, you can't all cover in a half an hour. But I did want to say that the Falcons and the Vikings this weekend, that's going to be a good game. If you enjoy good football, I think you're going to see it in that one right there. Now, I didn't want that last song that you heard. That song was Get Off Your Ass, and it was Danny McCormick, who's checking us out here on Facebook Live. He was playing the drums on that, and Wayne Norton playing guitar, incredible guitarist that he is, and then the late, great Michael Pauly playing the rhythm on that, and he was the one that wrote the song with me on that song. So I hope you guys enjoy the fact that we're playing some original music, something that you haven't heard. And if you get a chance, like I said, if you're a musician yourself and you'd like to be heard, all you got to do is message me on Facebook or call the station here for 404-603-8770. That's 404-603-8770. If you're an unsigned artist or if you're a local musician and you'd like to get your stuff heard, this is the place to do it. There's no other show that I know that's doing it here in the ATL. So I hope you guys can enjoy that aspect of the Sports Sky and so much more show. We'll be back in just a moment right after this inspirational song, which is called Inspiration. Enjoy. We'll be right back right after this. Hi, Lynn. Tony, how you doing? Give them my heart. When I asked you to read. I'll be right back. just went to a song break, so we'll be right back. What's up, Jimmy? How are you? See, that's your brother playing drums. Thanks, Lynn. Welcome back to the Sports Sky and so much more show right here on WWE 1100 AM. I am Sky, and I am so thankful once again that you are tuned in for this evening. Hey, we got some special people in the house, some of my favorite people from right here at the station. They have a show on Wednesday night it's called Family Empire, and Miss Jocelyn Ginyard and her lovely daughters Brianna and Brittany are here, and I'd like to thank you and welcome you to the show.
I'm loving that intro. Loving it. I feel like getting drunk.
And I feel, man, I'm so excited because this is the first time. I've always done shows with somebody else, and when you do a show with somebody else, you always have to kind of compromise.
Really?
You know, and do things a little bit different than what you do. I'm buck wild. I feel buck wild on this show. You missed it earlier, man. I did a little Yosemite Sam thing where, you know, the great horny toads and all kinds of stuff. So there's no telling what's going to come out in the show. But I want to thank you guys for being, you're my first guest on my first show. So,
Awesome.
Yeah, so I'm loving it. And in the second half of the show, what's cool, we're going to still talk about sports, which I love. But the second half of the show, we're going to help independent artists. We're going to help local musicians. We're going to promote local places. We're going to do whatever we can to try to help out because there's not a lot of shows out there that are showing much love for local musicians. So that's what I'd like to make this be about. So once again, if you've got anybody out there that's musicians that would like to have their stuff put on the show, please be sure to contact me here. You can message me on Facebook or call 404-603-8770. Do that anyway. Just call in and say, hey, what's up to the show, man? I got so many friends that you got to at least call. One of them's got to call.
That's
but
right.
I'm glad you guys are here. Garrick's rehearsing tonight?
Yes, he is at a rehearsal tonight, so he wasn't able to make it, but he did send his love.
Yeah, man, and much love to him. So he's rehearsing for what? You got something coming up?
Well, actually, he's doing his weekly rehearsal, which is he's a minister of music at the ministry. And so it's his weekly Thursday rehearsal for that.
And which church is that?
That is IGO, which is in Marietta, Georgia.
Smyrna.
Well, is it Smyrna?
Yeah.
Oh, Smyrna?
I always get those two confused. They're close. They're so close. Yeah. Cobb County.
Marietta, Smyrna, Marietta, same thing.
Yeah, Smyrna, yeah. Whatever it takes. Dracula, Dracula. So many strange names in Atlanta. But, hey, just go Peachtree and you'll get there one way or another, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so you guys, did you have an event that was coming up? Or did you guys get just through to that?
No, we actually have a couple of things that are coming up. Brittany, do you have those ready for us?
Yes, I do.
Well, first this weekend are the Atlanta's Hottest Awards. The ATL's Hottest Award Show, which is hosted and founded by Bryant Marshall. And Family Empire was actually nominated for ATL's Hottest Family Radio Show. Radio show. Yeah, radio show.
Cool, awesome.
So that is
you guys got a great producer.
Yeah, we do.
Well, I'm sorry.
Thebeautiful.com. So that is on Sunday, and all the details for that can be found online at atlshottest.com. Voting is now closed. I believe voting closed last week. Yeah. But you can still kind of go to the website to kind of see who's going to, the appearances and the performers location tickets and all. I believe pre-sale tickets are going to be up for like half of tomorrow.
Okay, and where's it going to be held at?
I'm not sure of the venue this year, but it's downtown Atlanta. I do know that for sure. And check out our Family Empire Facebook page, and those details will be up for this weekend. Yes,
cool.
Facebook.com/Family Empire Radio.
That always helps with stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. And then we got coming up on Thursday, December the 7th, it is the Hot Ice Live Music Tribute Series. And there's going to be some James Brown tribute.
Hi!
And a few other artists. And that is going to be at the City Winery in Atlanta. And that's 650 North Avenue, Southeast, Ponce City Market, Atlanta, Georgia.
Have you got a chance to check? I have not been to the City Winery yet. Have you been there
yet? You gotta come.
I heard it was really nice.
Yes. I've seen pictures. I've seen photos.
And the artists they're getting there is just out of control. They're getting great artists there.
Yes, we get some awesome artists there at that location. It's just an awesome spot. It's an awesome spot.
It could be an awesome spot, too.
Yeah,
we don't know.
It could be an awesome spot. But the cool thing about that location is you get a lot of local, plus you get a lot of celebrity artists. So it's kind of this great mixture. I feel like it's a great place for that camaraderie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and being such a small venue, probably when you get the big artists there, there's a chance for you to actually rub elbows a little bit.
Right.
So I always like that, getting a chance, because I figure everybody puts their pants on the same way I do.
That's
right.
So
I just go up and talk to somebody like they're another person. And what, they treat you that way a lot of times.
So true, and I think social media brought us to that point. Once we were able to, see celebrities on social media, it really dawned on us that, these are normal
They're
people.
really people?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! Well, some of them are a little bit different, after all these crazy things that have come out. The Matt Lauer thing, of course, is the most recent thing, and everybody's talking about it. So I figured, to address the elephant in the room, I don't have anything to lock the door like he does. So, I'm sorry, allegedly lock the door like he did. I never could understand. They said he installed it for his protection. And I'm like, who's wanting to get Matt Lauer? I mean,
he could could attack himself. I would believe that about him right about now.
but just to hear some of the things he said, and of course he made an apology. What do you say when you I don't consider it much of an apology. Well, some of the stuff is true, and I can understand why they think it. That's not really an apology.
Right.
It's like you don't know half of what I did, and nobody's going to tell you all of it. So I'll just fess up to what you know, and that's about all I'm going to say. I'm sorry for. So Matt, after a couple of decades, you had the end job and you blew it.
Right.
And what was he making? Like $25 million a year?
I mean, he was on when Brittany and I were little. Like, he's just kind of that face that, and I feel like America's in this place too. You have so many allegations coming out from everywhere, every aspect, entertainment, news, every outlet. I feel like America's just like really hurt at this point. And even when like you said, even when the apologies do come, it's like everyone's just kind of like, not again. Yeah. Like you know what I mean?
Have you heard of the Jeff Dunham, the comedian? Jeff Dunham?
No, I've heard of him. I haven't heard of his. He's
the one that does the ventriloquist act.
Yeah, I've heard of him. Does he have something going on?
No, Walter, his oldest dummy, he just got allegations against Walter the dummy. He broke something. Yeah, there's everybody's doing it.
Hey, Scott, at least I can deal with that, you know? That I can deal with.
He's wooden already, so, you can't help the fact that, no, never mind. We won't even go there. But just so many people. And you know what? I totally get it because I've got 3 daughters. When you've got daughters, there's a different kind of way you look at things. Yeah. But to me, if something happened 25 years ago, why would you want to bring that back up? Haven't you gotten over it, and now you've just brought it all back again?
Right.
So, some of these things that just make you go, But once again, I don't condone anything that any of these guys have done if they did it. But once again, the casting couch was there way before I was born, and I was born in '63.
Yeah. Wow.
So, Johnny Carson, and you guys are too young for this, but Johnny Carson would have so many allegations against him, it'd be ridiculous now. He used to host the Tonight Show, and there was all kinds of, things that people talk about at that time that were being done and said about him.
America's just super sensitive now, too.
Well, and we've changed our culture. It used to be a culture where we uplifted our heroes and would not let anything dirty get on them.
Right.
Now we can't wait to throw mud on those people. We got to bring them down. Oh, he's doing great. I love him. But he's dirty somewhere. And I'm going to find it. Yeah. When I do, I'm telling everybody.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
So in that regards, I think everybody should get what's coming to them if they did some wrong things.
Right.
It should be taken out on them. But some of these things, I think it's going to hurt the people bringing the allegations up almost as much, if not more, than the people that they're doing. So in those regards, if you've moved on beyond something and you've elevated yourself and you say, I'm not going to go there again, those people, I think, will be better off in the long run. And not because what they did was wrong, wasn't wrong, but just for their own fact. Because I know I have a trouble with that, letting the past go.
Yeah.
So if you were able to let that go and be able to be a big movie star, Scarlett Johansson, people like that, then just live in the moment, say, yes, these things happened, but I'm above it. I'm not going there.
Right,
And nobody's going to think anything less of you, but this it's getting crazy.
Yeah.
It's really crazy.
Like I said, it's everywhere. Like, it's every time you turn around, it's just like allegation. What in the world?
Yeah. Because, Barney, we've heard things about Barney now, but you never...
No, really, there was the whole situation with Barney and Elmo.
Yep.
And it's just...
Elmo.
Not Elmo!
Yes! You missed the whole Elmo thing? What? Yeah, that was crazy.
I was always a Grover guy anyway.
Yeah.
You brought a song. I wanted to make sure I got to play one of your songs. You said one of the songs that you wanted to bring. Which one would you like to play?
Oh, yeah. Let's do the Deshaun.
And that's The Rest of Our Lives, right?
Yes, Rest of Our Lives.
Okay. This is Deshaun, Rest of Our Lives. We hope you guys enjoy it. It's an unsigned artist.
My heart like fire. Your touch opens every desire. This is real, can't get no higher. So you're the one, my prayers all answered. You and I, nothing bigger. Couldn't get no better. I'm gonna love you for the rest of your life. For the rest of my life. For the rest of our lives. I'm gonna love you for the rest of my life, for the rest of our lives.
What's up, Joanne? How you doing?
Love couldn't measure, and your heart I'll always treasure. And you by my side, I'm better, better. And if there's a way you are my soul, make love for life and we lose control. Grow old and die, baby, that's the goal. So give me all you got, baby, give it up. Ain't no need to fight when you're not here to give me love. I can't sleep at night, no.
And that artist was
Deshaun, and that was the rest of our lives.
awesome, awesome. And he a local artist?
Yes, he is.
Yes.
Good deal. Now, where's your favorite place around Atlanta to go see live music?
My favorite place would be City Winery, actually. To go and hear live music. It's intimate, and the artists are awesome. You know, it's like, you know, when I remember back in the day when we started, you know, going places to visit for live music, you know, sometimes you have these hit or miss places. You know what I'm saying? You go and then sometimes the talent is good and sometimes it's not so good. But then, you know, you find a place where no matter what day of the week, no matter the artist, you know, it's up to par.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Raised on the river.
Oh, yeah.
And
good food, too. not that I would know anything about good food or anything like that. Just, yeah, I like places that have good food.
And then, of course, Atlantis is somewhere on the list. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's a couple of places like Eddie's Attic that's been around forever. Yeah, and that's a good place for songwriters.
And then one of my favorite is actually the Masquerade. Because that's actually where me and Brianna grew up.
I remember that place. I played that. I used to play there before.
Now they just moved though.
They moved. I know it's not the old location, right?
Underground.
So I haven't been to. You've been there.
Yeah, I've been there a few times.
I haven't been to the new one.
Location.
But the 695 North Avenue, yeah.
But guess what? Blast House, what was it last year, was voted #1 in Atlanta.
Yeah, for most intimate.
#1 in Gwinnett,
best
live music venue.
Oh, you're just awesome. It doesn't matter what you call it.
I didn't want to say
just go check it out. But you have to. I say, man, this is a self-promoting age. I mean, look at all these guys. You know, just look at LeVar Ball. No, we won't talk about that.
LeVar Ball.
I'd say I do appreciate you guys coming out, man. This is my first show. I appreciate all you guys tuning in, whether you're on Facebook Live, whether you're listening on WWWE at 1100 Atlanta. I'm so thankful for this opportunity to have the show, and I'm so glad you guys were my first guests.
We are super excited.
The Ginyards, ladies and gentlemen.
Our family.
Family
Yes.
empire. And I know what it's like having girls, too, so trust me on that. Hey, we hope you guys tune in the same bad time, same bad channel next week. I'm going to leave you with another one. This is a song that I wrote to go out to all those people who said it can't be done. It's called They for Those People. My friend. Thanks, Donna. Hide your clothes, your dreams and still many thoughts but never arose, wounds that never heal. Hold on to what you got, never let go, avoid the fall of man. And if they come for you, stand tall. Call it, we'll take you to a place you'll never find. You're gonna get you some peace of mind. Then you'll find out that you're one of a kind, my friend. It's the end of them, of them. Thank y'all.
Thank you for tuning into the Sports Guy and so much more show on 1100 AM. Every Thursday night from 7 to 8 p.m. we talk about sports and things entertainment in Atlanta. Hope you guys join us again next Thursday. Same bad time, same bad channel.
It's happening to you every night. One snores.
Thank you so much for tuning in. Appreciate you guys. See you back next Thursday. Love you. Peace.